Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy DuckyTheGamer back again with another video. Now, in today's video, I am going to be giving you guys as many tips and tricks that I know on how you guys can become better and more efficient builders inside of Fortnite Mobile. This question is probably the most frequently asked question in my entire channel. My entire history on the internet is how do I become better at Fortnite Mobile. Now, I'm going to be doing a two-part series. First part is building. The second part is combat. That'll be aiming, your settings, your sensitivity, all that good stuff. But the first part is building. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through a regular game, and I'm going to be telling you guys my thought process and basically how I think when I build and why I place my builds. Before that, though, I am going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks that anyone can do. Even if they don't want to watch the educational commentary, they can just take away those tips and practice them and see if that helps them. So the biggest tip of this entire video, and the main thing I preach almost all the time, is you guys should play Claw. Claw is where you play Fortnite Mobile with more than 2 fingers. Usually you guys start off the game just like I did with 2 thumbs on your iPhone or maybe your iPad, and you're playing and you're realizing, I can't really do that many things. I want to become a better builder, but because with my 2 thumbs, you can only do so many with 2 fingers. PC players have an entire full hand for their keyboard and their mouse. Console players have 4 fingers, I think, as well. So to get as close to console and PC, mobile players started playing with more than 2 fingers. Currently, I play with 4 fingers. This is my display. If you guys are on an iPad, feel free to copy this. If you guys are on an iPhone, I would not recommend to copy this. This is for a big screen device like an iPad. It's not really meant for small screen. I will leave links in the description of this video to other iPhone players who have good heads-up display, because personally, I don't know any really good heads-up displays. I do know like 1 or 2, but in general, you should probably go check out content creators who do this, for a living on their iPhone. Me, if you want to copy this heads-up display from iPad, go for it. But many of the builds that I'm going to recommend you guys to learn, and also that I'm going to do in the video, you guys are going to almost definitely have to play more than 2 fingers. If you want to stick with 2 fingers, that is 100% fine. But know that you're really going to hit a limit of how good you can be if you're stuck on 2 fingers. If you go to 3, you'll get better. Once you get to 4, if you go any higher, I really haven't noticed that much of a difference between other content creators and pro players. I know a lot of pro players that play with 4 fingers, AdMax Legend, Flashing. There's iPhone players that play with 4 fingers, and so don't feel like you have to play with 10 toes and 10 fingers to become a good player. 4 fingers, 3 or 4 fingers is more than enough to get started and to get learning Claw. So like I said, if you want to really step up your game, this is the first thing you do. If you're going to take away something from this video, please, if you're not playing Claw, take some time to invest. It's going to suck to learn if you're on an iPhone or an iPad. It might suck to learn, but in the end, you're going to thank yourself or thank me, whoever you're going to thank. You're going to just be thankful for the fact that you learned it, because you're going to become such a better player. Your skill gap will go from here to freaking here, you guys. You'll be able to learn so much more and become such a better player. So if you don't take anything else away, please just try to play Claw if you don't already. Or if you guys are playing Claw and you're constantly switching up your HUD, please don't do that. Constantly switching up your HUD is not good. You won't learn muscle memory. A big reason PC players never change their keybinds really often is because you have to relearn them. You have to, train your fingers and your brain to say, oh, I need to build. Let's press this button. Same thing for mobile. Oh, I need to place a wall. Do this certain combination of actions. Once you start changing that up, you're really not going to get that set muscle memory and the memory required to really just knock down build and be able to do them without even thinking, really. So if you guys are already playing Claw and you have a HUD, try to keep it the same. You could make some tweaks and changes, but don't go crazy. And if you guys are already doing all the tips when it comes to Claw, on screen are going to be the builds that I recommend you guys practice. If you don't know what these are, I'm going to leave links down in the description. I'll find some tutorials online on how you guys can learn these. It takes way too long for me to explain them, so I'm just going to let other people explain it for me. If you know what some sort of builds are and some aren't, then you can feel free to skip this part of the video. I think I'm going to recommend ramp rushes, 90s, and also I'll probably recommend some edit courses. If you want to get good at building, you also should probably try to learn editing. I might make that a separate part. I don't know, guys. Really, it's just going to be building today. I'm going to try to not do much editing at all, because it is really, really complex if you try to learn fast edits and builds all at the same time. It's too much. But yeah, guys, links will be in the description to tutorials explaining how to do certain builds that I use on a daily. I'm not going to be explaining them in the educational commentary I'm going to do. It just takes up way too much time. I've already been talking for like 5 minutes just in the intro, basically. So when it comes to building in Fortnite Mobile, you need materials. Obviously, everyone knows that. But if you land at a place like Tilted Towers, there's really no materials, so I'm landing at Salty Springs for the beginning of this gameplay. There's trees everywhere, and there's also a lot of mats in the houses. It doesn't matter what house you land at. A big tip: that I'm going to give you guys as well right now is to please farm up your house or wherever you land. If you land in a little shack, farm up the shack. Look, I'm getting all these dressers, these tables, these chairs. I'm not even focusing on the chest because I already have a gun. Get yourself a gun, and then you can feel free to get as many materials as you can, because there's no such thing as having too many mats. You've never heard a professional player complain, oh, I have too many mats, bro, someone fix this game. People complain because they don't have enough mats. So farming up the wood and the metal inside of houses, trust me guys, starting off with at least 200 wood is really, really helpful. It's something I've started to do in the past few months. And just when you're running around and you see somebody, look, I already have close to 200 materials, so I can challenge this person. If I didn't have materials, I wouldn't be able to challenge. What I'm doing is I'm basically just getting a little box, trying to get some protection, see if I can find them. I can't really find them immediately. I'm going to go scouting for a second. If I can't find them, then I'm just going to keep farming up, getting materials, because it's not smart to constantly push. There's no reason for me to tunnel vision and be like, oh, I have to kill this guy super early on. Doesn't really make any sense. So obviously the easiest material in this game to get is wood. There's trees everywhere, and the trees that you do farm drop a lot of wood. So the materials you guys should probably focus on getting more is metal and brick. Metal and brick are a little bit harder to find because they're less common, and even when you do farm them, you don't get as much. So don't expect to have max metal and brick when you're starting off. Try to get, when you leave your starting loot area, try to leave at least 500 to 1,000 materials. Once you do that, by killing people and, just playing the game out, you shouldn't have to focus too much on mats late game. If you just farm up early on, you should be pretty good to go. And especially in, casual solos, you don't need to get too much brick or metal, because if you turtle late game and competitive, you do need metal and brick walls and stuff like that. But really, for solos, if you max out on wood, you should be good to go. It's also pretty ironic that I'm making this video on how to become a better builder when building is basically broken. Right now I'm going to show you a glitch. If you click your builds and your weapon, if your combat slot, if you click them at the same time or roughly the same time, you'll get them put back. So if you, let's say, oh, I want to go press my build and floor real quick. If you go build and floor too quick, then your stuff gets put away. It's obviously a broken glitch. They should be fixing it soon. Okay, somebody's pushing me. So somebody's pushing me. The first thing I do is build. I get high ground. He's obviously a good builder. This would be a good thing to demonstrate. I need to get out of this tree. Building by trees is something that just sucks. So if you can, yeah, knock out the tree. He's going to do that for me. And if you ever have open shots on somebody, go for them. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do edits, but hey, doesn't hurt to get a little spicy. This guy's not terribly bad. He is pretty good, to be honest. But he should be pretty easy to outplay just like that. So what I did right there is I went for the high ground. Obviously, I did some really advanced techniques. Am I getting shot down? I think I am getting shot down. Okay, so I need to get down. Yep, I got down a little too fast. I'm back getting high ground. I know a lot just went on right there. I'm going to try to process it. So basically, I saw somebody who's building. I built a little 1x1 or like a little bit of a protection box in case he decided to push me. He started to get high ground on me, so I need to get high ground on him. High ground is important for that reason. He didn't know where the heck I was, but I knew exactly where he was. If you're above somebody in terms of height and your build, it is much easier to locate them, get shots off. Right now, I just located the person. I don't need to push him too hard. I'm just going to keep protecting myself. I'm a little bit low on mats, about 250 mats. So that guy's stuff is up there. And I'm going to need to push this guy. Because I'm low on mats, I can't stay back forever. So I'm going to get this tree because I need mats, like I said. I see him. I just see his head. But because he is peeking so hard, I need to close the gap. I need to get as close to him as possible. I'm going to be using ramp rushes. And once again, I'm getting high ground. If somebody has high ground on you, you always want to try to even it out. At least get on their level or get high ground. Ooh. What was that? Oh, dude, he just double dinked me, dude. This guy's nasty. So right now, I'm just going to take the time to med up. You never want to be aggressive to the point where you don't take meds and you don't heal up. Heals are just as important as building. He's getting high ground on me, so I need to go and rush out. I'm playing aggressive. Killed him. So basically, I saw him. He was making the move to get high ground. He said, oh, I need to go and try to push this guy. I need to go and finish him. So what I did is I said, screw it. I'm just going to build as fast as I can, close the gap, and try to get some shots off. Luckily, I hit my shots. It's sort of a basic move to just go as hard and fast as you can and things like that. If you know they're weak, if that guy was full shield, full health, I would have not have absolutely just gone and tried to blast him like that. But he was pretty low on health, so it was just a simple tap with a shotgun, and he was going to be down. And like I said, I know a lot of the mechanics I'm doing are advanced. That's why I linked tutorials on how to do them in the description of this video. I highly recommend you guys spend some time in creative to learn them. And like I said, building and getting good at building, it just takes time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, and a lot of muscle memory. Once you've got those things down, it should not be hard to become good at building. If you've been playing this game for months and you're stuck getting better at building, then that is not too good. This guy's getting high ground. He's a good player. He knows he at least needs to get a high ground on me. I'm going to do a little ramp rush. Maybe I went a little bit too high on him. I'm going to just box over. Wow. What, dude? Was that a one pump to the head? What the heck, dude? It happens, guys. You can't win every fight. That's also a good lesson of Fortnite. Just because you see videos, every single video I win a game, that doesn't mean I win every game. I lose games. It happens. You have to take your defeats and analyze it. What I did right there is I did not cover up myself. I dropped down with my complete body exposed for like a second or two. He got a shot off. I was instantly trying to build as well. So you learn just as much from tips and tricks as you do from your failures, guys. Failures are very important when it comes to Fortnite. I could take that and I could say, okay, I need to protect myself more if I ever drop down on somebody like that. Really, that doesn't happen too often, so I'm not going to take that too personal of a death or anything like that. But failures are a great way to learn. If you're noticing that you're dying on ramp rushes or you can't get high ground, practice those things. You guys really don't need to practice everything under the sun. I practice one thing at a time that I know I need to work on. Once I've got it down, I see what else is a weak point in my gameplay and I practice that. Right now, editing is pretty tough, and I'm trying to practice that as much as I can because I've got down my 90s, got down my ramp rushes, I've got down getting high ground and just simple builds and reflexes. Alright, so I see somebody's pushing me. I'm a little bit low on materials, so all I'm going to do is make sure I get that little bit of coverage. This is honestly all you guys need to learn or practice, is doing this. Getting a little bit of coverage to the point where you are not fully exposing your body, but you can at least just give yourself a little bit of high ground, a little bit of an advantage. This guy, I could see he's not the best of a player, so I don't need to build all too much. That's a thing that you guys should probably watch out for, just because, you know, I'm telling you guys to build for every person you see. You don't have to overbuild. You don't have to go build the Eiffel Tower, you know, to absolutely smack somebody. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of this. All it takes is a ramp and a wall, and you can hop on somebody and go for the shot, you know. If somebody is good, you know, take your time, build properly. All right, so I'm getting shot at. I'm getting pushed by somebody with a balloon. Balloons suck in this game because it's a way to not build. It's a cheap way to just simply say, hey, okay, I have a balloon. Let me go and just push you. You know, there are pros and cons to balloons, but if somebody comes at you with a balloon, either do this, just box yourself in, or just go up. Just go higher than they can go with their balloon, because high ground is, like I said, it's important to build with every person you see because you want to get a high ground. Every time you watch a pro, you'll notice that if they go for a kill that out in the open, not necessarily indoors, that they're going to try to get higher than their opponent, because one, it's easier to shoot them in the head if you're higher, and two, it's just going to give you coverage if you happen to be in a structure and in a base. So I keep preaching high ground, and that is just a huge thing, guys. All right, a balloon guy. Hopefully this is a guy who just keeps pushing me with height, because what I'm going to, like I said, guys, high ground, high ground, high ground, high. Just get high, okay? This guy's trying to get higher than I am because he knows balloons are good at that. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get higher than his balloons can let him go. There you are, boys. You get higher than him. You get higher, you get coverage. That's basically it. I mean, like, I could honestly keep making these examples in these videos, but in the end, you need to get high ground, and you need to just practice simple builds. To become a good player and become a good builder, you don't need to absolutely master building. You don't need to become an 8-finger god at building and at mobile. You just need to play smart and conserve your materials, conserve your builds. Like I said, you need to analyze the situation. Oh, look, he's got balloons. I need to get higher than him, okay? How to get higher? I build up, you know? It's not really crazy, you know? And it's hard to make this video because I want to give as many tips and tricks as I can, but in the end, when it comes to building, it's just practicing certain builds. 90s are, you know, come in handy often. Ramp rushes come in handy often. And you just gotta play the game, you know. You could practice as much as you want in creative. You could spend hours and days in creative. But in the end, you're gonna have to play the game and go against real people and real scenarios. And that's hopefully what I've showed you guys today, is that you don't have to come out with the flashiest builds to become a better builder. You just need to play smart, take some time. Don't just, you know, one by one yourself up and try to go like this, because in the just go up. Honestly, if you see somebody, just get higher than them, and you're probably doing something correct. Like I said, it's really tough for me to say how, you know, great I can make a video in terms of tips and tricks, because I do want to tell you guys everything I know and how to become a better builder. What the heck, dude? I was just doing 90s and like happened to get high ground. Look, high ground. I had high ground. His head was peeking out more than mine was peeking out. Boom. Easy clap. Took some fall damage. Easy clap. But yeah, guys, it's hard for me to really just give you guys that, like, do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and you'll become a god, because that's not the case. It really is a lot of time, a lot of effort. Like I said, the HUD is a great place to start. If you don't know where to start on how to become a better builder, play Claw, get a good HUD. If you already have that, practice the builds. If you can already practice the builds, then keep doing what you're doing. You don't really need my video then. You know, play solo squads. Give yourself challenges. If you guys aren't feeling challenged in this game, then you're not going to improve. If you're just playing solos and that's all you're doing, and you're dropping 10, 12 kill games, 15 kill games, then it's probably best to improve your skill by just going to squads, or don't even improve. You might be better than me. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like if you did learn something, or you're going to be able to take something away from this video. Because I really do want to make a part 2, as in like the weapons and the guns and the loadouts, everything. Let's see if I get this kid. Oop. 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 Bro, why am I just bopping at the end of this video? I don't know, boys. But yeah, guys, drop a like if you want to see part 2. If you want something on this video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And yeah, on that, it's been your boy DuckyTheGamer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.